So I have a challenge for the chamber today. And I'm going to tell you about my three most favorite things about Hearing Care Partners before I give you my challenge. Um, hey, Julie, thank you. So I'm going to first show you some things that you don't really care about. I've been doing this for almost 30 years, 29 years going so far. I've been in business in Farmington since 2003. We've grown quite a lot over that time, thankfully to people in this room that have helped to support us and to teach me about how business works. So I'm very grateful to all of you. But there's three things in particular that I really love and appreciate about Hearing Care Partners that I didn't realize whenever I first started it that I was going to be able to do. So let's see if I can figure out how this works. Yeah, those are the things you don't care about. This is all of us. But really, the reason I do this is because I love to help people. And particularly, I love to help people understand why they have difficulties communicating with someone else. So answering the question of why can I hear but not always understand? Or why do I mishear letters on Wheel of Fortune? They say P, I thought they said B. And my favorite one is why can't I hear my spouse whenever they turn away from me and walk into another room? So we like to answer those questions for you. But my favorite thing is the stories that come out of being able to help people communicate with those that they love more, to be able to hear people say, I can hear the birds sing, and I was able to have a conversation with my grandchild, and I could talk to a brother that's across the states that I haven't seen in a long time because I could understand them on the phone. So my favorite thing about getting into audiology was being able to help so many amazing people and to have a better connection with them and hearing their stories of how what we did changed their lives. I mean, what better job is that whenever you get to actually change someone's life? So this year we've helped a couple people, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful time for us. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, that's the first part of what I love about this, but the second part is we have a crew, we have a staff that likes to have a good time. So we tend to have fun throughout the years. And I enjoy and appreciate every one of these people. What I don't so much like is whenever people don't want to get out of bed to come to work. You know what I mean? It's just hard. Like things are tough. And a couple years ago, we went through a spell where I felt like our office was just depressed. I felt like everybody was dragging. There wasn't a whole lot of joy in the day. And I was trying to think of ways that we could turn that around. And I happened to be listening to a podcast that talked about depression. And I was like, well, this is interesting. And they mentioned about how being outside is healthier, how movement is healthier, like walking, and how if you're feeling depressed, you should try donating or volunteering, that act of giving can lift your spirit. And so we started something that we call Kindness Day. And what we do is we give cash to our staff and tell them to go out into the community and share with others. And the stories that have come out of this, yeah, hello. That's called feedback. You don't want that in hearing aids at all. That's a bad thing. But the stories that come out of this Kindness Day they just blow me away every year. So we may buy cupcakes and flowers and take them to a nursing home. And this year, one of our male staff members, he gave a rose to an 85-year-old woman, and she said, it's the first flower a man's ever given me. Just so heartwarming, so sweet, right? But we have things that are much more impactful than that. We had a family that we saw in Walmart. They had a bike with them. We told them we'd like to buy their bike, and they started talking about how, I'm getting goosebumps, how they were buying the bike for their son's birthday, and they didn't have enough money to buy groceries to have a party for him. So because we bought the bike, they were able to get the groceries. And then when they got to the cash register, we paid for their groceries too. So just the things that come out of it are so amazing to be able to be blessed to give in that way. We also had a couple this year that we bought their breakfast, and they shared that they had just gotten some very bad news, and they were actually talking about what life was going to look like moving forward without her. So the ways that you can touch are just unbelievable. And so these are just a couple of the pictures of some things that we've done in the community this year that I love. I think that's a great thing, and it really boosts the spirits of the team. I love being able to give back to the area and to be able to touch someone in that way. So my third most favorite thing are the people that I get to work with. I get the privilege and honor of working with some amazing individuals. And the third thing I really love about Hearing Care Partners is the way that we look at people's goals every year, and then we talk about how the office can make that goal come true. And we try to marry those two. And as a group, we really work together to encourage each other to meet our goals, and then we get to celebrate together when those happen. So I just wanted to share with you some of the goals that were met this year. We had 5 people obtain a special certification so that they can do more than just clean hearing devices. They're able to look in the ears, they're able to spot check hearing. So that was a really big accomplishment. We had 2 people that went from a front office position and became providers where they can now test hearing and fit hearing devices. So that's a huge accomplishment. People who didn't think that they were going to be able to have actually a career were now be able to be lifted up into that position. We had 3 people pay off their car loans. We had 3 start their health journeys, and they're still on track. Even better. We had 2 people purchase their first home. We had 1 that was able to take her family to Disney World. We had 1 new flooring installed. We also had 2 that started our retirement funding. We had vacations to Merrimack Caverns for a camping trip with their kids, Niagara Falls, including the visit to Canada to see it on that side, Florida beaches, and even the Cards spring training. We had 1 medical procedure that was paid in cash, and we had another one that was able to pay for a new car in cash. And finally, one was able to start her associates this fall. So I'm so proud of them and everything that was accomplished. And the thing that I wanted to bring up about this is I never envisioned whenever I started a business that I would be able to touch so many lives, that we're not just touching the lives of the people that we help hear better. We're touching the lives of our communities in the way that we can do outreach, but we're also touching the lives of our staff members. And it's so heartwarming, and I sleep so good at night knowing that we've been able to make such a difference to so many people. So my challenge to the Chamber today is, what can you do? What meaningful way can you touch someone's life this year, today? I just want to encourage you to go out and reach out and think of others, because you never know who you're going to run into that's going to really need that and be in a difficult position that you can make such a big difference for. So if you haven't had your hearing tested before, you should definitely come see us. We have a lot of fun. You can help us by encouraging, giving us the ability to give back to the community, which is something that's super important to us. And for more information, you can go to hearingcarepartners.com. Go out and make a difference today. Thank you.